Good evening, my YouTubers. This is a cameraman, Daniel Drepsky, here to show you that I have 3 copies of the one and only Smurfs animated feature length of Smurfs and the Magic Flute. The Smurfs started it way back in 1958 when Clifford Payo created the Smurfs in one of the Johan and Peewit adventures, and that's how the first time when the Smurfs met Johan and Peewit, that's there on their request for making a magic flute. Yep, I'm going to tell you all about it as soon as I talk to you about some details of the Smurfs. That's when the Smurfs started it in 1958 in Paris by Clifford Payo. Yep. And the Johan and Peewit adventure started in probably started in the 50s, but the earlier ones, like before Johan and Peewit, it was in the late 1940s. But in the mid-1950s, the team of Johan and Peewit was born when he first met Peewit in the Rocky Woods known as the Goblin of Boulder Woods. Yep. And that's how the tradition of Johan and Peewit started it. And teaming with the Smurfs sometimes in their adventures during the late 1950s throughout the 60s. They made about only 16 adventures with the Smurfs. I don't know. That's how the Smurfs were so popular in Europe. And then during the 1970s for Smurfs and the Magic Flute, they made the Smurfs and the Magic Flute was made also in Europe in 1976, when they had the UK dialogues. And then when the Smurfs got so popular during the early 1980s, Clifford Payo and Hanna-Barnera created of the Smurfs episodes series for Saturday mornings just for kids. Remember that? It ran from 1981 up to 1989, about 8 seasons of the Smurfs. It was on Saturday mornings one on NBC4 when the Smurfs were getting so popular. They even have the Smurfs merchandising. The only thing they didn't have in Smurf and the Magic Flute was Smurfette. Yep, that was the only female Smurf. It's been created by Gargamel in the series. And my personal favorite season of the Smurfs is season 2, when they have the ones with the Smurfs with Johan and Peewit in their 13 adventures with the Smurfs. That means in 13 episodes. I'm trying to get that all out I'm trying to get that on DVD, out commercially, but however, I haven't get any of the Smurfs DVD releases since I did the last one back in 2013 by Warner Home Video. Yeah. I wish they released more Smurf episodes on DVDs, but however, they've been trying to put that into Amazon Prime and all that. I don't feel comfortable about that. I want to have it all on DVD so I can watch it over and over again. I can even just like rewinding it or looking at the box cover. That's the thing I like. During around the 1980s, yep. Like season 3 made the Smurfs debut with Baby Smurf, like Once in a Blue Moon. Then the 5th season in 1985, they have the Smurflings. The names are Sassat, Snappy, Slouchy, and Net. Then Grandpa Smurf came into the series in 1986, featuring the voices of Jonathan Winters. Yep. During the same series, Gargamel teamed up with the midget character named Scruple. I never liked Scruple, but I love Johan and Peewit. One of the Smurf episodes once, Scruple was in with Johan and Peewit in Pee-wee's Uncapable Adventure in 1987 in Season 7. Yep, I seen that on the Cartoon Network when I used to watch it on the Cartoon Network and Boomerang. And in 1983, when the Smurfs were getting so popular, when they won 2 Emmy Awards for the series, Smurfs and the Magic Flute was released in the United States when it was originally distributed by Atlantic Releasing and First Performance Pictures. And in late 1983, Vestron video release of Smurfs and the Magic Flute with Atlantic Releasing Corporation. Then it was a 1984 reprint with First Performance Pictures. Yeah, 1987. It was Smurf and the Magic Flute was just reissued when they made the edited version of Smurfs and the Magic Flute into 43 minutes. That's what I didn't like at the time. Then also for Smurfs and the Magic Flute was reissued again on VHS in the early 90s with Video Treasures. Then came out on DVD during the 2000s. Gotta be 2008 when they have the different dialogue. Then the British version came out in 2011 from Canada. Then the UK version was out in the US from Shout Factory, released in 2012. Maybe in the future they're going to have the Smurfs and the Magic Flute on Blu-ray in the US. Or even watch it on TV. At the time when Smurfs and the Magic Flute were popular in the 80s, they even aired it on Showtime or on the network television syndication on WPIX-11. And they say Smurfs and the Magic Flute, it might be off the face of the earth, but hey, people still love the Smurfs then. And then, during of the last decade of the Smurfs, they even have like 3 Smurfs movie that was that was released from Columbia Pictures and Sony Animation. Like the Smurfs one in 2011 with Patrick Neil Harris and Hankus Aaron Gargamel. Then the sequel Smurfs 2 in 2013 and Smurfs Lost Village in 2017 that I didn't see. Then recently in 2021, during of this pandemic decade, the Smurfs were on Nickelodeon. Made by the computer animation. Let's hope the new Smurf episodes that I didn't see, they'll have the ones with Johan and Peewit with the Smurfs. I already found with Big Mouth and Gargamel. But I like Mother Nature too. But in the cartoon show by Hanna-Barnera, June Foray does the voice of Mother Nature. And did you know Smurfs and the Magic Flute was not made from Hanna-Barbera Productions? It was just made from Atlantic Releasing or First Performance Pictures. Didn't have Don Missick doing Papa Smurf. Didn't have Danny Goldman does Brainy. Didn't have Michael Bell does Grouchy Smurf. Handy Smurf and Johan. Didn't have Frank Welker doing Pee-wee's voice. Hefty Smurf and Poet Smurf, and it didn't have Hamilton Camp as Greedy. Too bad it didn't have Lucille Bless as Smurfette, didn't have Paul Winchell as Gargamel, didn't have Lenny Rhymer as Big Mouth, and it didn't have June Foray as Mother Nature. And she does the voice of Jokey. Okay, let's get Smurfing. Let's start with the first copy of the Smurfs and the Magic Flute. This is the 1983 original release from the Vestron video. Yep, this is an ex-rental tape. In this copy of it has Atlantic Releasing Corporation logo with the AR. And this proves this is the 1983 original. This is an ex-rental. But hey, in the future, I'm going to have to update this, and we do this on YouTube all over again. Vertical sticker label, doesn't have any print date on it, When I first saw Smurf and the Magic Flute on VHS, I was 9 years old when I rented it out at Super Discount Video Casino Boulevard. Then I even rented out a lot in Blockbuster Video Whitestone. Here's another copy of the Smurfs and the Magic Flute. Same box packaging from 83. Yeah. This got to be a 1984 version. And this copy has First Performance Pictures. That I used to rent that out also in Blockbuster Video Whitestone. Yep. Peewit with the flute. God, I love Johan and Peewit very much. Johan is the page boy. And Pee-wee is just a jester, and he sings off-key, and he rides his goat named Briquette. And Johan's horse name is Bayard. And I forgot to tell you, the other people relates to Johan and Pee-wee was just the king with the white beard, the Chantahanipus, and Dame Barbara, the governess. And did you know, the only thing was missing in Smurf and the Magic Flute was Princess Sabrina. Dame Barbara's a princess. Dame Barbara's Princess Sabrina's governess did in those series. Dame Barbara's also in the Magic Flute, the one she wears a green dress, the nun outfit, yeah. And this tape was printed on November 12th, 1985, a day after Veterans Day. God, I really love the Smurfs and the Magic Flute very much. When the Smurfs were popular, they even had made like Smurfs cartoon specials like Smurfs Springtime Special, Smurfs Christmas Special, Valentine's Special, and there's a season to be Smurfy. And here's another copy of the Smurfs and the Magic Flute, the one I got recently off on eBay, probably about months ago. And this is the 83 original packaging. I'll show you what the tape looks like. This tape happens to be a 1989 reprint. On this tape, it didn't have the blue FBI warning screen and 1982 Vestron video logo, but instead had the black warning screen and the 1986 Vestron video logo. Then they still have first performance pictures, long as it's not an edited version of Smurfs and the Magic Flute that I dislike. The 1987 reissue and the 43-minute edited version was first was the Children's Video Library in that 1987 clamshell. Yeah. So that, I guess that's it with showing you like 3 different copies of the Smurfs and the Magic Flute on VHS, and we'll see you again next time when I have more of the VHS comparisons of different tapes. Until then, stay safe and try to subscribe if you love the video or not, and put a yes or no on it, or write a comment about it. You just take care and have a Smurfy night and keep on smurfing. Goodbye.